I'm having like really bad anxiety right now. Freaking bad, boys and girls. It's 1:25 a.m. Saturday? Is it? Well, now it's Sunday. Sunday. Sundays, I hate Sundays. I'm like Garfield, but like actually I hate Sundays, Garfield. And I got this box back in November and I just like, I don't know, I need to just do something. I'm filled with adrenaline and yeah, let's get this box open. What the hell is inside? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So basically, I savor shit, right? Like I get stuff and then I just let it sit. I let it marinate, right? I let it marinate for moments like this when I need some like distractory. So I call it distractory. All right, let's get this open. We'll have to do it in fast motion. Nobody cares. Fragile. Oh, and don't be a prick in the comments and say I pronounced that wrong. I know it's fragile. Jesus H. Christ. How much tape did this person use? And yeah, not a good British accent. Fuck. Tonight on Archaeology Time, your local archaeologist is having trouble unearthing this treasure. Okay, 10 years later. I'm not kidding you. What in the hell? What in the hell? What in the hell? Like, fast forward. This thing was on fast forward for over 40 minutes. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Let's sing all the anxiety away, boys and girls. Wow, is this a fifth of Vodka? Vodka, I'm having a stroke again. I'll be back. I'm not funny. Definitely not funny. Wow, this is pretty heavy, boys and girls. Whoa. Okay, this is much bigger than I thought it was going to be. And you're like, what in the hell is that Victorian contraption? I don't know. We'll find out in a moment. No, it's not a mine. It's not a mine. I'm not planting a mine anywhere. But let's look at the contraption, boys and girls. This is so Victorian. Yeah, it's so Victorian and it's really cool. And yeah, like, how do you get this back on? Uh-oh. Oh, here we go, boys and girls. I want to get the bottom part off. Well, shit, because I want to clean the inside of the glass. I guess that's not happening. So what this is a Victorian douche sprinkler. No, only kidding. I hope this works. Hold on, we'll find out in a moment. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, this is a bummer. This is a bummer, boys and girls. I'm pressing. I'm not Donald Trump, like a Diet Coke doesn't get delivered to my Oval Office. When I push the... Yeah, no. Yeah, I got it to work by pressing it down and turning it, I think, counterclockwise. Yeah. Then the button sprung up with my oven mitt because it's silicone. I actually smell an odor coming from here. Probably formaldehyde. Right, so sadly, it's got sick glass disease. Yes, this is probably from about 1903, 1906, somewhere around that time frame. Let's look at it closely. Sick glass syndrome is when this white stuff builds up in there. Now, I'd like to get inside of here and clean it. I thought this thing was going to be unscrewable, but only this part comes off. So I thought this part would come off, and then I could get in here and clean out. Yeah, that's sick glass syndrome. You don't want to see it on glass ever. It's actually this white stuff that just like grows on the glass from over 110, 120, 130 years of funk. And yeah. Well, let's take a look at this. And oh, wait, there's stuff inside here. Hold on. This guy must have been able to get this thing off. Maybe there's a way for me to get this thing off. So what this is a, like, what's called a piston pump atomizer. No, it's not warfare. By the way, it smells. I just took a look at the nozzles. By the way, it's missing 2 of its nozzles, which wasn't bothersome. But it would have had 4 of these, like, fire hydrant shaped nozzles. And it has 4 compartments, boys and girls. I don't know if you could see that. 4 perfume compartments. So there would have been 4 different perfumes that you could spray all at once, one at a time, two different ones at a time, three different ones. You get the gist. And so this thing is filthy. I mean, absolutely filthy. It was probably nickel plated. The nickel plating has worn off. There was something, I think, on here. I don't know. Is that just scratches? I don't know. Let's look for markings in here. Sometimes you can find markings in here, and you can know who the maker of this item was. But I don't think I'll be able to do that right now. We'll have to look it up. Here we go. Here's some more. Now, I'm going to try to clean this with some Simicrone. And I have a feeling that, yeah, by the way, I was able to get this top off earlier. I unscrewed it when I showed you the contraptions inside. Now, it no longer opens anymore. What the? There's a plane flying so low. With all these plane crashes, I have even more anxiety. Listen to this. Can you hear that? It's like flying only like 100 feet above my house, it seems. All right, stop. Stop with the anxiety. Stop. Let's do something else. Let's do something that'll get our mind off this now. I hope my husband's friends aren't watching this. He just told me the other day that his friends watch my channel. Oh, dear God. They know what a poor husband I have. They know what a lunatic I am as a wife. All right, so here we go. Yeah, now it is 1:35 a.m. We have some etching on the glass. Let's try to get this shiz clean. And we'll talk more about these and what these did. And yeah, I'm totally off my game tonight. Good news. All right, we're going to look at how these things were put together over 100 and something years ago. Does it even say anything in here? I don't see anything. All right, let's look at the contraption. Like, it fascinates me. All right, so let's like try to take a look at these contraptions. What the heck is this? Are these like nozzles? Look at this. Look at how this was put together. I mean, this is really insane. All right, let's just pull back a second on the camera. Look at this. Like, maybe there's a way to get in here to actually... Oh, God. Oh, the smell. Oh, my God. I'm going to pass out. Guys. EPA just called, and they're not very happy about this. And so I took the thing on... Oh, there's food in my drain. God damn it. All right. And so, yeah, I'm trying to clean this out and trying to get rid of the sick glass syndrome. I'm going to look for a little brush that I can fit into these little holes and try to clean this out. Well, we got to clean that out too. All right, so I did my best to clean it. Now, these were not popular. These were made from about 1900 all the way up to the 1930s. This one is a really rare one by Sarah Felix, a Parisian, who basically created perfumes, I think sometime around the 1860s, and beard dye, and she had like a salon. And so she was the mastermind of these 4 or quadruple chamber perfume atomizer bottles, which were not popular, and I'll tell you why. They leaked all over the place. So as you press the button, it's not working right now because I have the nozzles shut and these 2 nozzles don't work. Basically, it would leak, the perfume would leak all down this. See this little area here? Leak down here, stain up the whole entire thing, and stain a lady's gloves. So ladies like to wear like a lot of white gloves or kid gloves. So she would pick this up and then it would drip and become a mess all over her gloves. So much so that even Bohemian manufacturers in what we know today as the Czech Republic tried to perfect this, and it was really a no-go. Nobody really liked these. And so that's why there's not many of these in, circulation now. Of course, something over 100 years old is not going to be found. So this is really cool. So this is probably nickel plated. They usually had 2 different kinds, some kind of brass or gold plated. It really wasn't gold plated. It was like a brass over some kind of base metal, or what looked like silver, but it was nickel over actual base metal. Sometimes you can find ones that will be sterling silver, or at least 800 coin silver, which is 80% silver. But for the most part, they're nickel plated or brass plated. And let's take a look at this. Again, the nozzle mechanisms are pretty cool. Too bad we're missing 2 of them. They screw off, so somebody must have screwed around with it. Get it? All right, so I got the glass as clean as I could. I was able to go into each one of the little 4 chambers, which had tiny holes, and I figured out what those fuse-like things were. Those fuse-like things were actually you screw it, screw it counterclockwise to open it. You pull out these little vials, which is a stopper that looks like bomb fuses, and you would pour the perfume into each chamber. So each one of the chambers. Now the glass, almost on all of these, it's either most predominantly it would be French glass from major French glass makers such as Baccarat. I'm trying to think some other French makers, St. Louis. I can never say it right. Gallet. Nancy Down or Down Nancy, can never get that right either. But for the most part, this is most likely a St. Louis piece or a Baccarat piece. We will see etching. I don't know if you could see that. And by the way, you see those little metal things in there? That's how it would drawer up. It would drawer up the perfume up into this little mechanism system, and you can pump out the perfume. And again, they generally only came with one nozzle. So a 4 nozzle is very rare. And let's take a look at the glass if we can. It has etched glass with gold gilding in the etched glass. And really cool. Now, it's very rare to find these with actual perfume in it, which a lot of times actually still smells good. And they say like a wine is a fine wine with age. Perfume actually smells better with age. Then you see generally on these, the letters S, it says BTES. GDG, or you'll see something that says DEPOSE, depose, and it's like almost like it's saying it's patented, or it's set to be patented, or under patent. And these are not cheap generally when you find them, especially a 4-chamber one. So let's go ahead and take a look at some ads that I found from around the time this was made, from about 1903-ish, 1906, all the way up into the 20s, I believe. And let's go ahead now. Sarah Felix sold this out to, I believe, a German by the name of Bloch, Bloch. And let's get more history going. And he took over this atomizer company, but they could never perfect these. Not even the Bohemians could perfect these. Women just did not like them. Now to close this little button, again, you turn it clockwise and it stays down. But I like it sprung up because sometimes they get jammed. They get jammed with old perfume. And then they get gunked up and you can't even get them to pump up and down or even pop up and spring up. All right, so let's go ahead and look at some more of these that you will find possibly sometimes on the internet. Not very often, especially a 4-chamber system, which is very, very, very rare. You barely ever see these. Might I add, my anxiety is actually getting way better since I started working on this. By the way, polishing this. You'll never get these fully clean. They will have like these stains that never, ever, ever go away from the perfume oil that dripped onto it and ate away at the nickel plating. So 9 times out of 10, you will find them, they won't be perfectly, they'll have patina on them in certain spots and wear patterns. And that is just from the perfume that is leaked down off the lady's glove, out of the button mechanism. And yeah, you could see like it would drip through those little holes. It was just an absolute mess. So let's go ahead and go to the segue. And yeah, we're going to check out some other ones. I'm on perfumeatomizers.blogspot.com. Great site for if you collect antique perfume bottles or any kind of toiletries that are vintage or antique. We find out that these were from the 1900s, well, popular from the 1900s to the 1920s. Those were meant for travel and had a leak-proof design. No, they didn't. And cylindrical in shape. And again, from the 1900s, it says, to the 40s. You don't really see too many from the 40s. It really went out of favor. Here's an article actually from 1910. And people are actually explaining that they never became popular. And it says not long after the invention of bulb atomizers. And you know what the bulb atomizers are. They're the ones that you squeeze the little thing. It's like a bulb shape and you squeeze it through a hose. Those type were actually right around that time being, popular. But they're not as popular because the difficulty in handling them. And this is an actual article from 1910 in the Notions and Fancy Goods magazine. And considerable objection was made to them by women who complained that their hands and gloves became soiled in using them. And about that time, Bohemian manufacturers, which is known as the Czech Republic today, and makers of glass would actually furnish glass cylinder, bottles. Two French companies sometimes that made the mechanisms, such as Moser Glass Company. Really unbelievable. If you hear that tinkling sound, it's my charm bracelet. Okay, so it says that there'll be, about this time, a Bohemian manufacturer put on the market an atomizer that combined the features of both the bulb and pump atomizer already referred to. And yeah, it was still an issue. Here we go. 1912, there's a talk of Sarah Felix. It says quadruple perfume atomizer. Paris is just now greatly interested in a quadruple perfume spray that was originated and being marketed by Sarah Felix, a producer of General Toilet lines. The new spray or atomizer, was purchased in Paris by the Dry Economist, is shown in two positions on this page. There are 4 bottles with individual spray pipes leading to outlets or small capped nozzles of the larger bottle. And here's an actual picture of what they purchased. And doesn't it look quite familiar? It's our bottle, boys and girls. And here we go. And a lot of times it would have French glass. And it says, yeah, they purchased it in Paris. And yeah, okay. So the spray pipes have small cocks on the interior, making it possible for the user to spray any single odor. Several odors, or all 4, may be sprayed instantaneously, thus forming a melange of odors. Okay? It was not popular, and we get many different, quotes on, information about where she was located at the time. And yeah, so she even made perfumes. And then the name of her particular thing was trademarked in 1887 by J. Bloch of Paris, trading as Sarah Felix. So we know sometime that Sarah Felix was the creator of this, sometime in the late 1800s, and a firm by the name of J. Bloch, Paris, which is a very German name, traded under her name because she had a name at the time, because she had a salon, and she created some perfumes, I believe, in the 1866, which was her infamous, I can't pronounce that, Lau de Fes. Yeah, not doing French, sorry. And all right, let's go ahead and look at, here's 1923, I believe. Yeah, this is a actual invoice for one being sold. And they were being sold in all different years, as we can see here. And it was marked with SGDG for the patent. Let's scroll down. Opening and closing very hard. Cleaning very hard. Mountings. Yeah, they're gunked up usually. And let's go ahead to the other one. And here are some ads. We're going to go back into the Wayback Machine. Again, 1923. We have our atomizer. And it was made for many decades, apparently. Here's one dated 1920. So as late as 1920. Manufacturer de Vaporisateurs or Vaporistoires. Don't know if I'm doing that right. Robert Bloch, 1920. Here's another invoice for one of these guys. Here's another one. And we see here 1911 has the date. And here's an advertisement for such thing. You see the different odors coming out of it with different perfume scents. And we have a really fancy Art Nouveau style lady. And let's continue. Now here's a patent for the mechanisms dated 1915. So we know at least it was as early as 1915 that these were made. And there are those little bomb-like things that we saw earlier. Look at this. This is like an X-ray. Looking at an X-ray. Let's go ahead and pull out on this to see. And again, there's our bomb-like fuses that are in this with the capped nozzles. Now, this is a 3. This looks like this only had 3 chambers. 1, 2, 3. Mine's a 4-chamber. I don't think I see a patent date for that one. Here's another 1912 ad in the Dry Goods Economist that we saw earlier. Robert Bloch was still around actually in 1928 because we have a 1928 ad over here. Different shapes as well, and as you can see on this one, it's more of a round or bulbous bottom. And yeah, they sell quite high if they're in nice condition, and depending also on if it has really nice design along the collar, sometimes they go for more, or the glass itself, if it was made by a certain glass maker. There's all different points of collecting these, and that's how you get different prices. There's another one with one sprayer, and it's being sold on Etsy for like 230 bucks, but this one has 800 coin silver. Another maker that I'm always on the lookout for is Theophilus Martin, another French. He made the actual atomizer pieces, the metallic metal inner workings, and French makers, this is probably baccarat glass, or the French makers made the crystal glass part for them. So it was two different companies making the atomizer, and a lot of French glass makers, or Bohemian, or what we know today as the Czech Republic, making the glass parts of these. And this one isn't so big, but it's still getting the price for it. Another one that I have in my collection with baccarat glass. This one's a small one, as you can see from my hand. And we have a gorgeous like hobnail type of diamante pattern. And these came in, this is baccarat glass, and these came in different color. So you'd see amethyst and clear to cut glass. You'd see ruby clear to cut glass, sapphire clear to cut glass, and so on and so forth. I want to go on Pinterest. Antique and Vintage Perfume Bottles is the name of my Pinterest gallery. And you'll see a lot of these in my gallery. I love this. This is a Czechoslovakian, I believe, one. Or what we know as Moser glass. Here's another one that still has the perfume inside of it. Really quite cool. This is a French piece. And let's go ahead and look for more. Here's another picture of that one I showed you. We even have, look at that. We even have glow-in-the-dark glass. Let's go ahead and check out to see if I have any more in my pictures to show you guys. Let's look and see. Oh, yes, we got this one. That one's beautiful. Look at that one. This one has beautiful gold work. Well, it's not real gold, but gorgeous brass work on it with cut glass, or already in the diamante pattern, which I believe is baccarat glass in the diamante pattern. The coolest ones in my collection has this one with a Pegasus and gold work, gold brass with glass panels going through it. Again, probably by baccarat. And this is another one of my favorite. This has Moser glass in a beautiful, gorgeous ocean blue. And we have the piston pump. Here's some other of my piston pumps. And then the Aladdin style with the pump on top. Let me go ahead and try to pull out of this and see if I have more. Oh, yes, I even have, look at this one, a ruby cut to clear one, probably by baccarat. It's giant, by the way, really giant. Here's another really beautiful one with a sterling silver top with satin glass and hand-painted enamel, as you can see here. And then I have another one with enamel work. I believe that these ones are probably Czech, or what we know as Moser glass, or it could be French. We don't know. Here's another clear glass one. This one is by Theophilus Martin, right here. You see this beautiful glass? And the Theophilus atomizer. Let's continue to look at some more of these. Yes, I have a fetish for perfume bottles. As you can see here, I have loads of them. And I can't stop collecting them, it seems. So trying to get as many of these into my collection as I can is my goal. They don't turn up on eBay very much. And when they do, sadly, a lot of people know what these are. And I just can't afford them. I can't get into bid wars with people that have more money than me. So when somebody thinks this is a lamp, yes, some people actually think that these are one of those old-fashioned gas lamps. And yeah, when they think it's a lamp, or they think it's something else, a douche, or they think, I don't know what they think these things are, but a lot of people do not know what these are, have no clue whatsoever, and when they don't have a clue, that's when I bid on it. Now, I got this particular piece for $37.50, and it is solid crystal, really thick, and we got a 4-chamber, and I am more than pleased, even though we have 2 missing nozzles. No big deal. We have some patina on the metal. No big deal. It shows that this piece was loved and that it just, it stood the test of time. I mean, look how old this one is. Thanks for watching. Sorry for screaming. When I have anxiety, I have it very, very badly. I can't sleep. I actually, have a lot of trouble. So when I make these videos, they actually calm me down. Thanks for watching. See you guys all soon. And so long.